Hey, good morning, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. A couple of quiet days, and then we have another one of these strong storms. I'm going to show it to you. How do we tell if a storm is strong? We use the central pressure. If the air pressure is really low, then the storm will be tightly wound up. It'll generate a lot of wind, and the processes that generate a lot of precipitation will be there. So this storm is a doozy in the fact that it looks like there could be a significant tornado outbreak to our south, not in Michigan probably at this time, but talking Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Tennessee, Kentucky, somewhere in there. So if you're traveling on Friday, be careful with that. And on the north side, we still have the snow, and it looks like some of us will be in line for that too. Most of southern Michigan will be in a warmer spring or showery, thunder showery type pattern, changing quickly over to a short period of snow on Saturday morning and then off to the east. But a lot of wind, just a whole lot going on. Let's take a look at this here. Well, if I can get my maps here. Hold on a second. There we go. All right, I wanted to start with showing you the storm system. So you're looking at the Pacific shoreline, the West Coast. You're looking at Washington, Oregon, California. And you see that churning storm, almost looks like a hurricane out there. That's the next storm. Drops down in the southwestern part of the U.S. and then tracks its way. And again, the center of that upper level storm will track right over Michigan. That brings a cold pocket aloft. It brings instability, and it brings wacky weather at this time of the year. On the south side of it, it brings severe weather, and on the north side of it, there's still enough cold for some accumulating snow. So let's look at the big picture then here. Again, we're going to use the European model because it's very accurate. And let me get it so that you can see it really nicely. Okay. Let's just say hi to some folks first. Let me catch my breath. Rose Mitchell, good morning from lovely Muskegon. Yes, I agree. Kind of a hidden gem, especially at the water. Chief Lake Calava? George Opdyke, good morning. Wanda Miller, you're right. So far, 2023 has had some strange weather because we've had a very active Pacific Ocean storm generating machine. So here we go. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update, by the way. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. So we're going to watch. Today we have a dry day. It's not too bad of a day. There's a cold front that comes through on Wednesday and sparks some rain showers and snow showers in the, I would call it from anywhere from the morning to early afternoon. And then it moves through. And that's a spotty, sporadic type thing. Here comes the storm center out of the west into the middle part of the country, sends us first a wave of rain showers and maybe thunderstorms Thursday night. And then the storm center, and I'm going to look at this a little bit closer with you here on the next slide, but this is the storm center Friday night and Saturday morning. And what you're noticing is a lot of tightly packed isobars. So wind gusts, 40 to 50 miles an hour, coming out of the north and northwest as we get on the backside of the storm, and it intensifies at Lake Huron. And in the warm sector, like I said, down to our south, Ohio to Kentucky to Tennessee to Mississippi, Alabama, another significant tornado outbreak possible. So if your spring break is next week, or say maybe you're watching this from the south and heading back northward, you've got to be really careful into Tennessee, what they call the Mid-South. Here's Saturday afternoon, and the cold front sweeps off the East Coast. We get right back into some milder temperatures, so the zone of cold is starting to shift slowly. Jim Bradley, he's not done. More snow would be appreciated. I'm wondering if that's is being said sarcastically. I don't know. Next Tuesday, another storm system. Look at where this one may track to our west. What does that do? That puts us in the warm sector. That puts us in the thunderstorm sector. That right there would be a severe weather outbreak for Michigan. And folks, if this pattern continues, that is coming a couple of times. So we're going to watch that very, very closely. And then the colder air moves in. All right, a little closer of a look. This gives you maybe a better idea. Maybe you had a hard time seeing what I was showing you there. So we go through today. It's dry. Here's your cold front coming through midday Wednesday. That means rain showers mixed with some snow showers probably can't accumulate at this time of the year in the middle of the day on a weak system. That moves through. And then Thursday night, precipitation comes in on a warm front. And then here is Friday evening, Friday night, Saturday morning. Yes, that's right. Snow, accumulating snow. Alpena, Rogers City, Sheboygan, Gaylord, Traverse City, Leelanau County, maybe. 6 hours of it this time. Probably not like last week's storm widespread where there was a lot of 8 to 10 inch amounts. Probably somewhat less, somewhat quicker, but still a significant doozy of a storm. When I go back to this and I show you that Saturday morning, that's a doozy of a storm. And that right there, Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m., you got snow showers. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 40-mile-an-hour gusts out of the northwest in Ann Arbor and Detroit and Lansing and Kalamazoo and all places northward. Bill Hobart, I hear you. We need to shake this weekend stuff, definitely. And then we go into next week, and like I said, if the next storm system tracks to our north and west, we get in the warm sector, and that's a cold front that comes through with severe weather and still enough cold reservoir for some patches of snow behind it. All right. Now look at these temperatures. Classic time period for up and down. Winter one day, very springy the next. Storms, then back to winter for a day, and then back to spring. So here we go. Today, near 50 degrees. And then tomorrow, remember the cold front coming through, so still near 50 in the southeast Ann Arbor, Detroit area, but cooler elsewhere, upper 30s, we'll call it. And then Thursday in the 40s. Friday, still, if we get into the warm sector of the storm and we have a little bit of dry weather middle part of the day, we could be looking at 60 to 65 from Saginaw to Grand Rapids southward. Saturday, kind of a crazy temperature configuration because the storm is tracking across our region. So you're cold in the north, you're cold through Grand Rapids, you're cold down to Kalamazoo, and early in the morning, you're still in the 50s in the thumb. And then Sunday, back to near 50. And then next Monday, maybe in the low 60s. And then next Tuesday, if the storm center would stay to our north and west and get us into the warm sector, we could see it. The first 7-0, we could. And Wednesday, depending on the racing of the storm system 70, and then back to colder than normal conditions. So we do truly have a pretty wild weather ride on the way. Watch yourself in Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, if you're traveling north or south for a spring break on Friday. Even Saturday morning, watch yourself in Ohio ahead of that cold front. Could be a severe weather outbreak, and maybe you've been following the news. If you've watched any news, you've seen the tornado outbreaks they've had in the deep south in Mississippi and Alabama. That's because these strong storm systems bring with them strong upper level winds. And when you have strong upper level winds, that's the driver for severe thunderstorms and tornadic activity. So be careful with that. Snowstorm, you're probably not going to run into it unless you're going north, say to about the northern third of lower Michigan and across the UP. And in the middle, where most of us are, we will get a hodgepodge of weather. Mostly rain showers, finishing off with maybe 3 to 6 hours off and on snow showers Saturday morning or so. So it tells you that winter's not done and spring is definitely here. And I got my work cut out for me to help you stay up to date with these storm systems. I will do that. I've done it for a while. 30 something years. So take care. Thanks for joining me. And no weather woes until we get to about Friday. And then it'll be keeping a real close eye on everything to keep you updated. Take care. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. Bye.